Proverbs 21 and verse 5, the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. It's Wednesday, and when it's Wednesday, you know we talk about Wealth Wednesday. I welcome you this morning for us to continue looking at the holiday month. We are almost in December. We have been looking at how we are going to approach our financial spending in the month of December so that we can see where we can harness the opportunity to create financial freedom from our personal finances. Last week, we looked at harnessing the bargains that are available during the holiday month. Today, I'd like us to look at a different topic, and that is the one of impulse spending. We looked at how you can harness bargains. Today, we want to address how are you going to deal with the temptation to spend. You and I know that when it comes to the holiday month, irrespective of how much you have budgeted, how much you have planned, there's always going to be that chance that comes and you will be tempted to do impulse spending. You've gone out with your friends, you had budgeted to spend so much money, and then you realize the party is not yet over and your money is finished what you had budgeted, and so what do? You have to think of a way to make money. Fortunately or unfortunately, means of getting money on impulse are available on our phones, are available everywhere you turn, simply because we walk around with our banks in our pockets. Wherever you are, whatever time of the day or the night, you can pull your money from the bank to your phone. You can go online and just borrow from an online app. You can take your credit card, you go to the nearest ATM, and you'll have money available. You can send a text or a call to your friends and borrow money, and if they are good friends, they are people you borrow one another from, the money is available. So money is easily available, but we never consider that is this money that is so easily available, it comes at what cost? The easier it is to get the money, the higher the cost of repaying that money. So that money that you get from a credit card, that money that you borrow from an online app, the cost you're going to pay for that money is way higher than a normal borrowing that you have planned for. However, these things do happen. We cannot avoid them sometimes. You will always get yourself, especially when it is in a holiday mood, you will always get yourself in that space where you have spent money and there's still so much more for you to do with money. And therefore, what is your next place of call? It is that impulse spending that we are talking about. Either your credit card or the online borrowing, or you're going to borrow from friends. And that is something you have not budgeted for. That is something that is going to eat you in January because you must pay, and you will have to pay at a very high cost. In fact, that money that you borrow on impulse, it becomes your priority debt. That person that you borrow money on impulse, normally you're promising them, lend me 10,000, I will pay you next week. Lend me 5,000, I will pay you in 2 days. And therefore, that impulse borrowing takes the priority over everything else you have to do with money. So, how are you going to respond to those circumstances when they happen? Because they will do happen. So number one is you are going to always fall back on your discipline. You're always going to fall back on your discipline. How disciplined are you? How much do you want to contain your spending? How much do you want to be financially disciplined? And this will be informed by the mistakes that you have made in the past. You will always remember whenever the temptation comes for you to spend on impulse, for you to borrow money, always Try to think twice. Remember the mistakes you have made in the past and how much they have cost you. Remember your January regrets because of overspending in December. Number 2, you're always going to be guided by the plans that you have for tomorrow. We started where we said that we don't want to be caught unawares by 2023, by the future. We want to approach the future from an intentional point of view. So how much do you want that future? How much do you want to change your life for the better? Or do you want to keep on repeating the same mistakes? Do you want to keep on doing things the same way and expecting different results? If that is what you want, certainly you will never get out of that cycle. You will always be spending in December. Things will always be coming. You find you have overspent. January comes and you start crying over the mistakes that you made. So, discipline. Have self-control. Call upon you all your instincts for self-control so that you can avoid spending on impulse. Number 2 is check the company that you keep. Someone said, show me your 5 friends and I'll tell you who you are. I'll show you where you're going, because you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. Therefore, as you plan for your holidays, consider who are these your friends that you're going to spend the holiday with. If you're going to spend the holiday with your friends who believe in you only live once, it means you will spend all your budget and then you will go on an overspending and you will not care a thing about it, because the YOLO phenomenon shows you to live like there's no tomorrow. It doesn't matter whether you have the money. It doesn't matter whether you don't have the money. Just enjoy your life for today. After all, tomorrow might never come. Unfortunately, tomorrow does come. In fact, most of the times, tomorrow will always come. That is why you wake up every day. So, I like to respond to that YOLO phenomenon by saying, you live every day, but you die once. And therefore, as you're spending, consider that tomorrow will certainly come. Tomorrow, rent will be paid. Tomorrow, school fees will be paid. Tomorrow, your demands for finances will be there. So the company you keep. And number 3, have an accountability partner. So friends, I'll tell you, this journey of financial freedom, it is unlikely you will succeed if you're walking this journey alone, without somebody that can hold you accountable, without someone that you can keep on bouncing your ideas onto, someone that can keep checking on you whether you're still on track. You said you're not going to overspend. You said you're going to exercise self-control. So you must have someone that keeps you on check, someone that keeps on asking you, are you still on track with your financial plans? Are you still on track with what you promised to do? That accountability partner must be someone you respect, someone who you know that when you get into a mistake, you will be accountable to them. It is something that you respect to the extent that you don't want them to catch you making the same mistakes over and over again. So therefore, friends, Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Impulse spending is certainly one of those things that we do in haste. And the word of God is telling us that they will surely lead to poverty as much as the plans of the diligent leads to profit. In this series, we have been looking at how we can make profit by harnessing the power of our personal finances. So I call upon you today to just be diligent in the way you spend your money. Apply those 3 points that I've told you. Be disciplined, watch out the company you keep, have an accountability partner. If you do all that, and then you pray for yourself. Pray for your plans. It will surely lead to profit. If you have enjoyed this video, if you have found it informative, I invite you to check us out on YouTube, Wealthy with You. We have a YouTube channel, Wealthy with You. Please like, subscribe, and if you think somebody else can benefit from the wisdom that we are sharing, I will ask you to kindly share it to that person who you think can be helped by the same wisdom that we are sharing. And so I'd like to leave it there for today and ask you to keep listening to our previous recordings, to keep praying for yourself, to keep planning, and just purpose to enjoy the coming holidays. May God bless you.